Hi, good evening to everybody. I'm Kalersi Lango, founder of InspoCap. I'm a posh POXO soft skill and experiential learning facilitator. I'm pleased to welcome you to all to Leaders Connect 360 Foundation episode LCO 235. Leaders Connect 360 Foundation is a non-profit organization aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Our mission is to invite 1,000 plus leaders and create a million leaders. Every Wednesday, we come together from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. IST on Zoom Live to gain insights from top management leaders and last week of the month from authors. And once every quarter, we take it offline in different cities to network, support, and grow together. Because at Leaders Connect 360, we strongly believe that leaders create more leaders. Before we kickstart the episode, a quick reminder to everyone. Please keep your videos on for an engaging experience. First time visitors, check out the WhatsApp, Facebook, and LinkedIn links in the chat box to stay connected and grow with us. This episode is being recorded for our community archives. Now, let's set the energy high. If you're excited like me and ready for an impactful session, drop a thumbs up or smile in the chat, please. Nice. Thank you, Aurel. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Okay, fantastic. And before we go, let me introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Ramesh Srinivasan, founder and principal architect, LeadFac Solutions, author of Holding Space, Shaping Futures. Let me also introduce Mr. Pankaj, Managing Director, Bija Training, who will be interacting with our guests alongside our panel discussion leader, Ms. Richa Sekhar, L&D Consultant, Founder, Project Rich Arkis, our panel discussion. So the rise is yours. Thank you so much.
Yes, Pankaj, you can proceed.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Sorry, there is some glitch. Sorry. So good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Kalai, and a very warm welcome, Ramesh sir. It's happy to see you, sir. I mean, altogether a different role, and I've been seeing your updates on LinkedIn, and really feel very happy. And today, I'm really happy to host you here on Leaders Connect today at the authors episode. So, before we move forward, I would like to welcome all on behalf of the Mass Leadership, Leaders Connect, and Bija Training. And as we move forward, I would officially like to welcome our panel discussion leader, Ms. Richa Sekhar, along with our guest, Mr. Ramesh. So, can we have the welcome video, please, Arun? And then we move forward. Thank you so much, Arul. And sir, a warm welcome once again to you and to Miss Richa.
Thanks a lot, Pankaj.
Right.
Always, it's a pleasure to be with Leaders
So
Connect.
I believe we are definitely going to have some good learnings from your book that is holding space and shaping futures. And with the kind of rich experience you carry, sir, I definitely understand that you have, put the gist of your experience in this book. And today we are going to get the gist of this book, right? So this is what we all will be able to take away some learning for sure. So I will not take much of a time and I'll hand it over to Miss Richa. Richa, welcome for the panel discussion and you can take it forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pankaj, and thank you so much for team, the Leaders Connecting, for letting me do this. And I'm particularly really excited about this because I have been associated with Ramesh from last 2 years through IAF, and I would love to brag here. I was the first person to commercially buy this book from Amazon, and it's a great book. Somebody who is new to facilitation would like to explore what is facilitation, this becomes your first book in Indian context. So I'm through, you can see some of my notes. A lot of learnings, background, how did the facilitation come through in picture? So it's like your Bible of facilitation in a nutshell. That's the metaphor I have for this book. So welcome, Ramesh. And for the rest of the audience, as Kalai mentioned, keep your cameras on, let the chat flow, let the emojis, energies, and if there are some any wow moments, let us know. Keep your questions coming. And as when we have time, we will go through all the questions. And Ramesh is a powerhouse of information sharing, and the book is the testimony of that. So, Ramesh, with your permission, can I place my first question? And I'm too excited about, asking you these questions in this forum, if I
Sure,
may.
Richa, it's my pleasure. Kindly go on.
Perfect. So my first question, so what is process facilitation and how it is different from training or coaching or any other methodologies the our network is exposed to?
Sure. See, training is more of delivery of content where you have people in front of you and then you deliver certain contents. It could be anything. It could be management concept, it could be legal, it could be technical, anything. And whereas facilitation is more about harvesting the group wisdom, not
Mm-hmm.
delivery of content. Here,
Mm-hmm.
if you have to draw a scale where the training will be more of delivering the contents and process facilitation will be less of delivering the content. And
Nice.
facilitation, process facilitation, we believe that people are already intelligent enough to come out with their own
Right.
solutions.
Right.
So only thing what you need to do as a facilitator is give them some methods and tools whereby they are able to diverge, converge, and at the end of it, own the outcomes.
Perfect. So audience take note some of the keywords: group wisdom, divergence, convergence, and emergence. We also refer it as a tone zone. Amazing. So Ramesh, how did this idea came up that let's go, go ahead, find out some collaborative brilliance among the fraternity and document something in Indian context? How did that idea cropped up?
Sure. See, as we started doing facilitation, I was looking for a lot of materials
Mm-hmm.
to support, the results, to support the outcomes. So, fortunately or unfortunately, all the materials available in the public domain were all
Mm-hmm.
overseas. Either it
Mm-hmm.
could be Australia, it could be Europe, or it could be US. Not to say that they are not useful. Definitely, they were useful
Mm-hmm.
in their own might. But when you want to have certain materials in Indian context, there was a dearth of material. So that was one trigger actually. So we thought like, okay, fine, why not we do something and write something about facilitation in the Indian context. That's how me, Brenda came together in 2022. We started thinking about it for almost 2, 3 years. We have been discussing about this. And finally, last year, 2024, we could put this into action and started giving life to this idea. And later,
Nice.
Parinita joined us.
All right. Now, just for the audience, if you go through some of the sections, some of the facilitators have shared what exactly goes behind before even put down a proposal. What are some of the nitty-gritties which are to be taken care before you ahead with this? And this is a fantastic example of collaborative brilliance that once a very live community, when they come together, what is as a community we can create? And this book is amazing. I've gone through I'm actually left with just 10 pages. So I'm just beaming with excitement. So Ramesh, there are some three sections in this book. So do you want to take all of us through how did the concepts of section comes through, and what are some of the key aspect one should be careful or one should be very focused on when they are going through this entire experience?
Sure. As you rightly said, there were a lot of caselets. Around 60 caselets are there in the book, contributed by more than 25 facilitators in India as well as abroad. Like the abroad facilitator, overseas facilitators contributed their Indian experience. We were very clear right from beginning, like it should all be in India, by India, for India. That was our concept. So that's how we started doing it. And instead of directly giving or getting into the caselet, what we thought is we got to give some background about what process facilitation is. Is there an origin for this? Is there a global origin for this? When did it start? We got into research. We went through various books. We went through various online materials. So then, amazingly, we bumped up on information which talks about, even in India, talks about maybe centuries back where facilitation was practiced, but not in that way or not in the name that we give it now, process facilitation. But things are happening. And as we are aware, facilitation comes from the Latin word facilia, which means like to get things done. That's as simple as. So if you see like, yeah, Richa, you are muted.
No, so sorry. So I mean that predominantly covers the part one.
Yeah, part one, we thought like we'll give an historical background worldwide,
Hmm.
then Indian background, then to give some inputs on what process facilitation is technically. I would like to
Hmm.
share a screen, where
Yes, please.
we said like this is what we call it as a diamond of participation. This is
Hmm.
mentioned in the third chapter, part one,
Yeah.
where we said like this is, you can even call it like a breathe. Like you start with divergence, lot of things emerge, and that's what you rightly called it as a grown zone, and then you converge on the ideas. This model has a scientific basis. One Dr. J.P. Guilford of USA came out with his research was more towards finding out how individuals take decisions. He was not into group decision, he was into individuals take decision. So he came out with this model and he said like every individual would like to have divergence in idea, then converge onto that. So this was to some extent extrapolated and used in our process facilitation by organizations like ICA, IAF over a period of time. So this we talk about in the part one, background, context. So then in part two of the book, we talk about caselets. As I said, 60 caselets we talk about. And the facilitation is industry agnostic. You can't define facilitation to only one particular industry. So in that way, we thought like we will not go industry-wise. We'll go topic-wise. For example, how facilitation enabled organizations to achieve breakthrough when it comes to visioning and strategy planning exercise. How facilitation enabled organizations to achieve what they want to achieve in leadership development. So, and also we spoke about education. See, education is one area where, nowadays there is no dearth of material to students. You can't expect the students to come and sit in front of you and keep their eyes and ears open to
True.
understand and pick up what you are telling. It's all known to
Right.
them. They will say like,
Yeah.
we are aware of this.
सब
So,
सब मालूम है.
yes, correct. We all know this. In fact,
Yeah.
we know better than this.
Yeah.
So, but how to make them engaging? How to make students engaging? That's what we also mentioned about it. And the other area is about NGOs. There are a lot of NGO avenues where facilitation is used very prudently to achieve results. For example, if you have to implement a project in a panchayat, village panchayat, where a lot of stakeholders are involved. Each and every citizen of that particular village is part of that. So how would you ensure like you have a divergence and convergence for 150, 200 people? So this people have done it. Our facilitators have done wonders in these areas and said like, hey, this is how you achieve, even in public government or even public no area, you achieve results through facilitation. So this was the part two where we have shown the results, impact of facilitation in India. The third is, of course, see, any field will have challenges. As it keeps evolving, it has to face challenge. If a field says like, no, I don't face any challenge, which means like it's not growing. So even facilitation has challenges. and how we are planning to go about with that. And there is a call to action. The last chapter is about call to action. So
Yeah.
we not only talk about issues, challenges, we also say like what we will do as a
Hmm.
process facilitator, what I will do to face the challenge, to mitigate the risk or mitigate the challenge. And as an organization, what organizations can do. And similarly, all the stakeholders. So that's about call to action. This is how it was, right? This is how it was partition, part one, part two, part three, foundation, caselets, and challenges and call to action.
Amazing, Ramesh. So, Ramesh, while you were collecting all these caselets, was there any scenario where, though you have been doing facilitation for many years, but while collecting caselets, did any industry came as a surprise that okay, facilitation can be done here too?
See, gaming industry, that was a
Wow.
surprise. Even in
Hmm.
gaming industry, our facilitators have done wonders. Similarly, in hospitals, people have done
Hmm.
wonders. We have a lot of pre-OD caselets given there,
Hmm.
in our book, where even in hospitals, they have tried and tested facilitation and they enjoy the benefits of that. And other areas, as I said, NGOs, how
Hmm.
people have facilitated decision making and gave breakthrough results in the
Hmm.
social sector. That was
Hmm.
amazing. Otherwise, to some extent, yes, we are all aware, being in the corporate for so long, I know that there is an application of facilitation in the
True.
corporate sector.
True.
But these are all the areas, where and in insurance company.
Yeah,
Insurance
especially
companies are
gaming.
using
Gaming comes as
facilitation.
a very, very nice surprise. Gaming as an industry.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
So
So that's
now
why
you've
we
been,
thought like we'll not confine it to industry. It's an industry
huh,
agnostic.
nice. Yeah. And that's a very powerful word, something which can be applied anywhere and everywhere. But if the right method and right tools are applied, it all.
Yes. Yes.
And one thing which I personally love about facilitation when I started exploring along with the Chennai Hub is the space for dialogue. The space is open for dialogue, and that makes people safe, that makes people open to ideas, feel the part of it. So it will never be that if the facilitation is happening, everybody is involved in the process. That's the beauty of facilitation. Now exploring so much in the Indian context, so as per your expertise, exposure and experience, what do you think the scope of process facilitation will have in Indian future, the way industries
It's
going around?
oh no, it's actually in abundance. There is a lot of potential for us as facilitators to
Mhm.
gain inroads into various industries in India, especially, and with now especially in India where you have number one is the number advantage. We have a number
Mhm.
advantage. So in that way, that is one thing where you can hone it. For example, a doctor would always like to practice in a place where he
Mhm.
or she gets more opportunity to meet patients. If you ask a doctor to
Right.
go and sit in a place where patients don't come, he or she may not like it. So say,
Yeah.
no, I want to put my practice with you. Similarly, this
Mm.
number advantage is actually adding to the, I would say, challenge as well as to the charm of
Mm.
facilitation. So the
Right.
more the numbers, the more the
More than
methods and tools that you have to come out with. So that's how it is. So in India, definitely, yes, we have a lot of potential.
you're right. So I understand that being a diverse cultural heritage, what we have, and of course the number, the scope is lit. We all can, start exploring facilitation, start pitching programs, start practicing this with a full swing. Now, with this vision, now every time there is a session is
Exactly.
designed, the vision which we have, and if you have to invite people from the society or the bodies from the society, who would be your top
Hmm.
pick? I'm sure you would like to include everyone, but if there is a given an option, who would be your top pick, and how would you educate them to take this skill, take this practice forward?
My immediate answer for that would be education and social sector, where
Mhm.
you have a lot of scope for using facilitation in their areas of work. As I said, see now if you want a student Gen Z to come and sit in your class and to listen to what you are telling for 40-45 minutes, may or may not work out because they
True.
already know the content.
Yeah.
So how far you are making it more engaging, how far you are making
Mhm.
it more experiential for them, that is where your challenge lies. That is where the success lies. So I would say like immediate focus area for all of us can be social sector and academia.
Social and sector. And the next choice would be
Of course, corporates.
Corporates. Yes, there is a leadership which needs an overhaul because we are currently in times where the way the industry is working itself is going to change in a couple of more months. So that's very
Yeah, Richa,
exciting. And
sorry,
Ramesh,
Richa, no, to add to that,
yeah,
see, corporates nowadays are becoming, more open in terms of
yes,
talent pool, in terms of geography, in terms of marketplace. So no company or, no organization can claim itself to be confined to a particular area in all these
right.
aspects. So in that way, this is becoming all the more important for corporates to adopt facilitation in there. For example, I always used to say, the application of process facilitation, a company would like to come up with a vision mission
Hmm.
state. Okay.
Yeah.
So you invite all the top leaders, CXOs,
Hmm.
12, 15 people,
Hmm.
you invite them, go to a retreat near Mahabalipuram, do it. Are we
Hmm.
going to tell them why vision mission is important? Or are you going
Hmm.
to tell them what vision mission they should have?
Hmm.
No, they are much, much better and aware than
Correct.
us. What you can do is give some process methods, tools by which they are able to diverge and a lot of things emerge, finally converge. At the end of
Hmm.
2 days, all the participants, 13, 15 participants, should look at the vision mission statement and say, like, hey, I am part of this. I
Hmm.
co-created this. So in that way, it is becoming my responsibility now to cascade it down the line. It is
Right.
not like, told by board or told by MD or told by
Right.
CEO. I
Right.
co-created it.
Right.
So that is how it is very important.
And that's where the belonging is. When I say I co-created, I'm also part of the ownership, something we are
Exactly.
designing, something we are part of it. And of course, that feels very personal to execute too, the same scene.
Yes.
Right. Now, I have a very interesting question that off track. But so when I was going through your book, there are a lot of visual elements, and I was personally very happy about it. And this is something which we don't see in many other, literature which is present around process facilitation. So, how
Mm.
did this idea of including visual summaries came to your mind?
Yes. See, facilitation is all about, making things easy for others. So that way, when we are discussing as the three authors, me, Brinda, and Pari, were discussing about how to add value. Definitely, contents are there. It's going to be, it's rich. But how are you going to add value to that? So then that's how visual facilitator, we approached Udayan Belsare from Pune and requested him, Udayan, can you support us in this? So we also didn't want to have too many visuals in between.
Hmm.
That of course may distract the flow of the flow. So we thought, like, beginning of chapter, let us have one visual to summarize what's going to come up in that chapter, so people are
Right.
aware, and including
Hmm.
the cover page that you are seeing, in my screen, that is designed
Yeah.
by Udayan.
Hmm.
So that's how this
So,
idea of adding visuals came into.
and
Just to
it's amazing. Just for the audience, that every chapter has a visual summary. And let's say you are just taking the time, you can just go through the summary and it captures every bullet point in such a way that you will remember for a longer period of time. So that's an amazing stuff. Now, Ramesh, in the interest of time, I just have a last question, and if time permits, probably a follow-on. So let's see. Now, let's see. You're meeting me, and I'm a newbie. I don't know anything about process facilitation. What will be your guidance to me? How do I, and from where do I start? What should be my first step if I have to practice, explore, and understand what is process facilitation?
yes, sure. See, process facilitation is like, having sugar. I can't
Hmm.
explain to you the taste of sugar in words. I can't tell you, Richa,
Okay.
this will be so good, this will be this, that, and all. So I'll make you to have some sugar so that you feel it. So
Okay.
facilitation is experiential. So in that way, even for newbie, what we say is, please come to our sessions. See what is happening there in our 3 hour session or online sessions. Try to understand what you are doing. And it is not equal to experiential learning, or it's not OBT,
Yeah.
it's not game-based initiative.
It's a
Facilitation,
deep work.
one thing
It's a
that
deep work.
takes facilitation away from teamwork, and where you have divergence and convergence happen. See, it is not
Hmm.
like no, you make people to do something for 2 hours and say, like, I facilitated a session. Maybe we can use that word very interchangeably, but if you want to actually facilitate a session, there has to be some divergence and convergence. That, unless you feel it, you may not be able to understand it. So our
True.
invitation will be like, come to the sessions, try to understand what facilitation is and how different it is from other modes of experiential learning, OBT. Again, I'm not saying like others are inferior and this is superior. Everything has its own merits and demerits.
True.
So come and experience is what my invitation will be.
Or probably connect with you on LinkedIn and
Richa,
you're all
if I
there.
can share. Yep, yes, all of us are there in LinkedIn. See, this visual, I would like to show one chapter. I will not
Yes,
take much
please.
time. This is how it is. For chapter 3, where we talk about
Yeah.
group process facilitation in action. This is where that JP Guilford model comes in. So this is what the visual summary is. Before you
Right.
get into that contents of the chapter, it will tell you like what it is.
Right. And it's beautifully captures what are the four facets, what are the layers. So somebody like me, who relates visual so much, it was like a cherry on the cake.
Correct.
So yeah,
See, the book cannot be possible without the generous contribution of the facilitators. I said 25
absolutely.
facilitators, we got in touch. None of them said, no, I can't contribute. Everyone
Absolutely.
willingly came forward and said, like, okay, fine, Ramesh, we will share whatever we know.
It's a
But
beautiful example of collaborative brilliance. That's the word I have, because as when I was reading, some of the people I have met them in conference and the detailing which they have shared, it serves like a ready reference for somebody who is new to the process facilitation. You're literally picking up facilitators' brain through pages, and then it's written so well in detail. So yeah,
exactly.
thank
That's
you
why,
for that.
IFF is called, community of givers.
Yeah.
Very generous, very humble. So you would not even believe, like, the amount of work done by an individual. But when you go and ask for some support, such down to earth personalities, and you'll be amazed. Similarly, Udayan,
Mhm.
for visual summary, immediately agreed and he started contributing it for various topics, as I said, including the cover page.
Right. So we are 7 o'clock, and I think this is the right time. I would like to invite all our participants, take advantage of Ramesh's presence and shoot out your questions. So I was just looking at the chat. So far, I haven't seen anything coming on the
So,
chat.
Richa, before we move forward, I would suggest as we have completed the panel discussion, let's understand what people have taken away from the discussion. Okay, so that will happen through a mode of a quiz. Okay, so
Okay.
what will happen is we will invite our quiz leader. Okay, and quiz leader is going to ask a quick question based on whatever you have discussed with Ramesh sir, and Ramesh sir has answered it. Now let's see who will answer it. So participants have to answer. After this quiz, we will give it open for three questions. Three questions will be open house. Okay, and then
Okay.
we move forward. So
That's a
here
nice
I
one,
would
Pankaj.
there is no quiz as such. So let us see. Okay, fine. There is no quiz as such today. So let's open it for the people. So sorry, my apologies for that. Okay. So
Pankaj,
No
in that case,
worries.
so we
I
will
have
keep
few
it
points
open
to
for
ask.
the questions.
Pankaj,
Yes,
I have few points to ask for
Yeah,
the
please.
participants. Can I?
Yeah, please, sir,
yes,
please.
sir, please.
Sure. See, what I would request, invite the participants is to share from their own experience as to where they find like, if it is a facilitated approach, it would have been better. I would have achieved better result, especially in group dynamics. So anyone would like to share? I said an example of missioning, leadership development. So anyone would like to share their experience?
Hi, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good
This is
evening.
me, Dr. Aishwarya. So
Yes,
I'm a
madam.
360-degree assessment specialist, sir.
Sure.
Sir, I'm a budding trainer. I'm just
Yep.
practicing this. I was in this training field for the past 2 years, and my niche is all about 360-degree assessment. So
Yes.
regarding this facilitation, I just want to know from your perspective, what are the major challenges they are facing during their facilitation, or what are the major mistakes they are doing during their facilitation, sir?
Yeah, that's a good one, Dr. Aishwarya. See, one is, we have mentioned it in our chapter on challenges, the awareness, even with corporates. I was telling about, social sector, but how many leaders who work in social sector are aware of process facilitation? So awareness is definitely one area where we would like to focus, and that is why, the book. So we thought like, okay, fine, let us create an awareness that there is something called facilitation in India and people have done wonders. Second is understanding of facilitation by the facilitator himself or herself. If I go to a session thinking like I will make people to do some activities, some exercise, and say like, yeah, I facilitated a session. That is where, many things go wrong. Facilitation is not about making you to do things. It's about allowing you to diverge and converge. That aspect, when it is missing, people would be enjoying the session, no doubt about it. 3 hours, they will say like, wow, fantastic, very good. We never knew like it's 3 hours. It's all fine. But uh, was there a takeaway? Was there a realization about facilitation as a powerful tool? That may not be there. So I would say two things, Dr. Rishara. One is the awareness. Second is facilitator's own competency.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. That was excellent, sir.
The
Thank you.
IAF
Thank you
has
so
got,
much, sir.
thanks, Dr. Ishwar. IAF has got, 6 competencies, well-defined competencies, and that's how all of us, like Richa, me, we all imbibe those competencies, or try to imbibe. That's what I would say.
Great, great, great talking with you today, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
So do we have anyone else who would like to ask me a question and take benefits of the knowledge of Mr. Ramesh? So Paul, yes, Mr. Paul is asking one question.
Yeah.
So the question says, I believe Mr. Paul is traveling, so normally he asks questions on the chat box. So the question
Right.
is, sir, what is the difference between engagement, activities, and process facilitation? And there's another part to it. When is your program set to test the sugar?
Sure. That's a good one. So, see, the engagement initiatives or, the engagement activity and facilitation, the differences, engagement, people may or may not feel part of it. Like 70-80% would be part of it. Still, there would be some 15-20% would feel excluded from that. But facilitation is one thing where we ensure like all are participating in this. For example, we talk about VAK, right? Visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. So we also do a due diligence before a session to understand like what is the learning preference of the participants and ensure like if you are going to have a mix of people, like ensure like your methods and tools cater to all these categories of people. And the third main aspect is in the facilitation, the spotlight is on the participants, not on the facilitator. It doesn't matter how much Pankaj, Ramesh, or Richa, or Dr. Aishwarya know. It all depends on the success, depends on how much you are able to allow the group to deliberate and come out with their own outcomes. Yeah. And regarding the outcomes also, it's very, very emerging thing actually. We decide on the outcome, but are we responsible for achieving it as a facilitator? No, we are not. It is for the participants to arrive at the outcome. Yes, we will be keen to have an outcome in place. Yes, because there has to be a destination point when we start a journey. But are we responsible for going there? No. As a facilitator, no. It's the participants to do it. These are all some of the the differences that you will find it between engagement, experiential, activity-based learning. And yes, for tasting the sugar, we will have a session in this month. I mean January. Definitely, we'll have a session. Uh, yes, all are invited. Maybe Richa, if you can reach out to people and share our session poster. Definitely, yes. All are ready.
Yes, I mean, I will take the opportunity and announce it here itself. I love taking center spot sometimes. So yeah, if people, if anybody's interested, would like to explore the sugar, it's happening on December 20th and 21st. Rest of it, reach out to me and I will let you know about that.
Great, great, great. Thank you so much. So, is there anyone else who would like to ask a quick question and then we move forward? Is there anyone else, or
If
can you
no one, then I
see?
will ask question.
Yes,
I
you
will.
can.
Okay, so Ramesh, it could be, little tricky because you are the author, but if you have to recommend one case study, your favorite one, which you have documented, which one would you refer?
There are 60 favorite case studies. Yes, don't.
Like I said, it's going to be
I
difficult.
can't single out one thing. I can't single out one and say like, no, this is the
Okay,
best.
let it go
Our
like a starting
invitation is,
point. It's a starting point.
if you want to start the book, that's what you are asking.
Ah,
Start with chapter number 1, part 1. That is the starting point.
that's Ramesh. Okay, but still no favorite on in context of case studies which you have in all in section 2. Something very exciting, something very new, which most of the audience wouldn't have experienced before.
Facilitation as such is my favorite, and yeah, Richa, you are asking something?
No, I was waiting for you to let me know your favorite.
Yeah. As I said, like no 60 caselets and all are favorite, and no, there were 25 facilitators who contributed, including Udayan and Vinay. We have 27 facilitators who contributed. All are my favorite. All are our favorite facilitators.
Right. So then we have to read the entire book to pick our own favorite one. That's what you're recommending. Read the entire book. Okay,
Yes,
done.
yes.
Over to you.
Thank you so much. So I believe there is no further questions. So I would like to invite. Hello. So yeah. So I would like to invite Dr. Ishwarya for the vote of thanks, and then we move forward.
Hi, good evening, one and all. This is me, Dr. Aishwarya. Sir, I'm very happy to be a part of your things, and I'm very eager to read your book as well because when I started my profession as a career, basically I started my career as a professor. So my way of thing is teaching to the participants, teaching to the students. When I was entering into this training, what would be the difficult? We're gonna take lessons in the college, and we're gonna do some simple modifications, and we can add some icing on the cake, and we can do for a corporates. I was thinking, but that was entirely different. And now I came to realize what the real facilitation is, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. And my biggest takeaway is, as you said, understanding the facilitation is not making what you do. You want to make them to realize, and they have to do from their own, and you have to make them to realize what the thing is. Thank you so much for your wonderful, wonderful insights today, sir. Thank you for being a part of us. And first, let me quickly share once again the purpose of this thriving community, leadership community. Leaders Connect 360 Foundation is a non-profit organization aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Goals (SDG). We are a hybrid model leadership community bringing together leaders every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m., where experts in their fields provide solutions to real-time leadership challenges, just like the valuable insights we received today from our esteemed guest. Every last week of the month, we take a deeper dive into knowledge by inviting authors to share insights from their books, helping us grow as leaders and lifelong learners. I extend my deepest gratitude to our esteemed guest. Thank you so much for being a part of Talk Today, sir, and our wonderful panel discussion leader, and also our Pankaj, our moderator. And thank you so much. And now, as a small token of our appreciation, we present a special thank you video to express our gratitude. See you next Wednesday. Until then, keep leading and keep growing. Thank you so much.
Pankaj, there is an offer I floated.
Yes, sir.
So for all the Leaders Connect members, I would like to extend a 50% discount of the book.
Wow.
So I will
Sorry,
Excellent.
share
sir.
the
Thank you so
discount
much,
code.
sir.
I will share the discount code with either Pankaj. I have your number.
Arul,
If you are request.
fine, sir. Otherwise, Arul from our team will coordinate with you on that, sir. So Arul
Yes,
will take it up and he will ensure to take it up accordingly.
great.
So
Yeah,
thank you
sure,
so much, sir, for the wonderful
sure.
gesture, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
very
really look
much.
forward, sir. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks.
for having us here.
Thanks,
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Richa.
So
Shaurya.
Thanks.
Arul, can
Thank
we
you.
have the
Thank
thanking
you.
video
Thank
for
you.
sir, please?
Bye, bye, bye. Bye,
Just
Richa. Bye.
yeah. So Arul, can we have the thanking video? Thank you so much, Arul. Uh, Ramesh sir, thank you so much for being there. Richa Madam, thank you so much for a wonderful
Pleasure.
panel discussion. And so we look forward for you to be part of this community so that we all can get benefited in some or another manner with your experience and expertise. So we would like to have you with us, sir, on that. So now, as we close the
Sure.
session officially, and now there's a networking. So Arul, over to you for the networking, please.